Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into men's health, fitness, and wellness. Today, we're talking about something that's incredibly important, but often misunderstood: Kegel exercises. If you've ever tried Kegels and felt like you weren't getting results, or if you lost motivation to keep going, this video is for you. Stick around because we're going to break it all down: history, techniques, and how to get the best results. Let's get started. Kegel exercises were developed in the 1940s by Dr. Arnold Kegel to help women with urinary incontinence after childbirth. But over time, we discovered these exercises are just as beneficial for men, especially for improving urinary control, recovering from prostate surgery, and enhancing sexual health. Let's look at how Dr. Kegel's original technique works. Here are the steps. Step 1. Identify your pelvic floor muscles. You can do this by stopping the flow of urine midstream. The muscles you use to do that are your pelvic floor muscles. Step 2. Get into position. Start by lying down. It's easier to isolate the pelvic floor muscles this way. Step 3. Contract and relax. Tighten those muscles for 3 to 5 seconds, then relax for the same amount of time. Repeat this 10 to 15 times per session and aim for 3 sessions a day. Breathe normally. Step 4. Progress over time. As you get stronger, hold the contractions longer, up to 10 seconds, and increase the number of repetitions. Once you've mastered the basics, you can do these exercises anywhere: sitting, standing, or even walking. Ensure you are not holding your breath with each contraction. Also, your thighs, your core, and your glutes should be relaxed before each contraction. Remember, consistency is key. If that is how Kegel exercise is to be done, why do we see so much of exercises that look more like workouts? Are they really Kegel exercises? The answer is yes. Targeting only the pelvic floor muscles may not be so effective in improving erection if the surrounding muscles are not active. Pelvic floor muscles sit in the deepest part of the core muscles. Strong core muscles will make it easier to see results when doing the traditional Kegel exercise. But if the muscles surrounding your pelvic floor muscles are weak or inactive, it would take longer to see results, if at all. The question is, how strong and active are your core muscles? There's usually a significant decline in physical activities for men in their late 30s, in their 40s and 50s. As a result, the glutes, the core muscles, the leg and thigh muscles, and of course the pelvic floor muscles, will gradually go to sleep due to inactivity. That is why dynamic Kegel exercise would benefit you. These combine pelvic floor contractions with movements like squats, lunges, or yoga poses. They're great for activating surrounding muscle groups and improving core stability. Here are 4 types of dynamic Kegel exercises, their origin and how they can help you. 1. Fitness Kegel exercises. These combine pelvic floor contractions with movements like squats, lunges, or bridges. They engage your pelvic floor while also working your core, glutes, and legs, improving overall stability and coordination. These likely evolved from fitness trends that focus on functional movement and whole-body integration. 2. Yoga-based Kegel exercises. Certain yoga poses, like Mula Bandha or root lock, involve engaging the pelvic floor muscles while holding a pose. Another example is the yoga butterfly stretches that improves flexibility, and you can see the similarities with the lying butterfly abduction stretches. They strengthen the pelvic floor while also improving mindfulness, flexibility, and body awareness. 3. Pilates-inspired Kegel exercises. Pilates is all about core strength, stability, and controlled movements. Many Pilates exercises naturally engage the pelvic floor, especially those that involve lifting the hips or stabilizing the pelvis. Examples are shoulder and glute bridges, planks, scissors kicks, and leg raise. They strengthen your pelvic floor while also improving overall core strength, mobility, flexibility, and posture. Joseph Pilates developed this method in the early 20th century, and over time, instructors have integrated Kegel principles to enhance pelvic floor engagement. 4. Dance-based Kegel exercises. Dance movements, especially those with hip rotations, isolations, and controlled pelvic movements, are fantastic for engaging the pelvic floor. Examples include the Latin dance, belly dance, African dance. They strengthen the pelvic floor while also improving flexibility, coordination, and even cardiovascular health. Dance styles like belly dancing, African dance, and Latin dance have always emphasized pelvic control, making them a natural fit for Kegel-like contractions. From this brief history and description of techniques and goals of each form of Kegel, we can conclude that there are two types of Kegels: the traditional and the dynamic Kegel exercises. We can say that traditional Kegel focus specifically on the pelvic floor muscles contractions, while dynamic Kegel is a more energetic approach that integrates these powerful contractions into broader physical movements. These dynamic variations draw inspiration from fitness, yoga, Pilates, and even dance practices that emphasize core strength, coordination, and holistic well-being. By engaging your pelvic floor in a more active and flowing way, you're not just strengthening that area, you're also enhancing your core stability, improving coordination, flexibility, and boosting your overall fitness. It's a wonderful way to connect your body, mind, and movement in one harmonious practice. You might be wondering, which one is better? Well, dynamic Kegels, which integrate pelvic floor contractions into broader movements, often yield faster results because they engage other muscle groups that support the pelvic floor. This can lead to benefits like improved core strength, better coordination, and even noticeable changes like stronger erections or morning wood. Sounds great, right? But here's the thing. If you're dealing with specific issues like a weak pelvic floor, urinary incontinence, or if you're aiming for long-term strength and control, traditional Kegel exercise is your best bet. They're designed to target and strengthen those deep pelvic floor muscles directly. So, why not do both? Start with dynamic Kegels to see quick results and build motivation. Then, after a week or so, incorporate traditional Kegels into your routine for lasting benefits. If you're feeling unsure or unmotivated, don't worry, start small. There are gentle, low-energy exercises like glute bridges, butterfly abduction stretches, scissors kicks, and happy baby poses that you can do right in bed when you wake up or before you sleep. Once you feel ready, you can gradually move on to more dynamic movements. And remember, everyone's body is different. Find exercises that give you more gains and do them more often. Use the recommendations you see in videos or articles as a guide, but don't be afraid to experiment and discover what feels best for your body. The key is consistency and listening to your body. Start small, stay curious, and you'll find the routine that works best for you. Here's the truth. You might see rapid results at first, but progress can slow down. Don't stop. It takes time to rebuild strength on these muscle groups after losing it to inactivity. That first progress, think of it as your body showing you what's possible. Keep going, and you'll see even greater results over time. Another important point you can take away from this video is that it is not enough to train for strength. It's also important to train for flexibility. One important note: if your pelvic floor muscles are too tight, traditional Kegels might not be for you. Tight muscles come with their own challenges. So, how do you know if your pelvic floor muscles are too tight or weak? And what should you do if it's too tight? Stay tuned for our next video where we'll answer these questions. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on men's sexual health. Remember, your journey to better pelvic floor strength starts today. See you in the next video.